Dum, Tweedledum-dum, Tweedledum-dum, Tweedledum-dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
And you,
and you and you.
Hello, South Africa, and welcome to Duck and COVID episode 11. Hi again from me, Grant, and from my co-hosts Matt and Doug. Say hi, guys.
Hey.
We have a special guest all the way from Hohhot in China. That's Kate Guo. How are you doing, Kate?
I'm good. Hello, everyone.
You.
Awesome.
Grant, I have
we
to-
get into chatting.
I just have to give you some props because you remembered the episode without needing to be prompted. So well done.
Yes, exactly.
We're getting there. Okay.
We're getting there. Yeah. Before we get stuck into things, Doug, give us the stats. What's going on?
Okay. Well, there's not a huge amount. I mean, Sunday seems to be the day when everything kind of calms down. According to latest statistics, 3 more countries have been affected by COVID-19, bringing the total number of countries and territories up to 208. The United States has now got 311,000 cases of COVID, making them the world leader. And South Africa is doing pretty well with only 1,585 at the moment, and 9 deaths. We really seem to have slowed down the curve, as it were, with the growth. Yeah, 9 deaths, 95 total recovered. So we're actually, I think that the lockdown seems to be having a positive effect. And then in terms of China, China's currently sitting on 81,669 cases, 13 new cases in the last 24 hours. But they seem to have stabilized as well. So those are the statistics. Yeah.
Wow, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, well, over to you, Kate. How's it been? Have you been in lockdown for long, or are you able to move around freely, or what's going on?
Now I'm free to move around and everything is almost back to normal now, but the lockdown was really long here, was almost 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
When did your lockdown
then-
start?
In different provinces, the lockdown is different. In my hometown, it was from the 1st of February, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And where in China is Hohhot situated? Are you the north or the east, or?
Yeah, we're at the north of China. It's
Okay.
far from Wuhan. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you've been alright that side.
Yeah. I think in my province, there were in total 77 cases in my
Okay.
provinces and or being
Alright.
discharged from the hospital now.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask another question now.
While he thinks of it, I want to ask: how did in your province? How was the lockdown handled? I mean, what were the rules in Africa?
That
Very
was my
strict
question.
in terms of we're only allowed to go out for to get essential shopping. You know, we're not allowed to walk our dogs. You know, it's quite strict here, and they've let the army out onto the streets to police the populace. I mean, what happened in your province?
It was, the rules were different every day. Basically, at the very beginning, it just no gathering, no parties, and then no going out. And then I think the worst time was like you can only allow 1 person per household to go shopping for like essential stuffs every 2 days. That
Okay.
for like 20 days, and later on you can go out every day. And now people can just move around freely now, but there's still like like big parties are now allowed.
Okay.
Yeah. No gatherings, I guess, of 100 or more people, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the, when you were in lockdown and you only could only go like every second day or so.
Yeah.
What did they do for like the smaller businesses? Was it just your bigger shops that was open, or were your smaller traders like your 7-Elevens and stuff like that, were they allowed to trade?
Except for the supermarket and shops, like other shops are all just closed.
Okay.
Like pharmacies are not supposed to close, but in my hometown, everything was just closed.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just how they handled it.
Yeah,
Even the
yeah.
pharmacies were closed. All right. Well, that sounds fantastic. We're going through a great pandemic. Let's close the drugstores.
Yeah. But then, Kate, what did you guys get up to during the lockdown? What did you do to stay sane? Do you have any tips for us?
Not really, because everyone was pretty insane staying at home.
I can imagine.
Yeah, like you can sometimes, because you can see your neighbors running around their apartments. Like I was doing that as well. So yeah, just try to do things like find yourself things, keep yourself busy, schedule the day. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, so you put a schedule down and all that. And did
Yeah.
you exercise and?
Yeah, exercise is very important. It keeps me busy, and because you're staying at home, you're not doing much, but I don't know about you guys, but I eat a lot at home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we've been chowing down.
yeah.
We've got there's a meme doing the rounds at the moment in South Africa. It's our president, Cyril Ramaphosa, and he's saying, "I did not say you had to eat every time you went to the kitchen."
Sure, but it's nice to see though that you guys have come to the other side and things are going all right.
It's actually really interesting, like talking to you being in China, where like it's kind of done the whole curve and now seems to be coming out the other side. I was wondering, like, what's the feeling like there in terms of now that it's coming out and of the serious stuff of do you feel now it's safe, or is there sort of worry about a secondary kind of infection curve, or is that just sort of like media here being all worried for no reason?
There's a little bit like I worry a little bit for the second curve because there are a lot of like students who study abroad. They're coming back home, but then the border is closed. Like the foreigners are now allowed to come into China, so somehow feel safe. But there's one thing is that people feel more insecure now. I went to the mall today, and like everyone is still wearing masks.
Yeah.
Whenever I take off my mask to drink something or eat something, I feel like naked. Almost like feel like naked.
Yeah.
And everyone is weird, like, oh my gosh, she's not wearing masks. She's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like you're a leper all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I went to the shops today, like I go once a week for my family, and it was also it was so stressful for me. Like wear this mask and you're walking around in the shop, but you're very like aware not to bump into people, and it's just this whole thing of like get in, get your stuff, get out. And then once I got home, we had to put, like, my family is extra careful. I've had to put my washing in a separate wash basket of the clothes that I went out in. I had to shower once I got back. Even my shoes have gone into a little disinfection solution. It's overly cautious at my place. So yeah, I mean, it is definitely.
It is an interesting like discussion though, and it'll be interesting to see where things go in China now though, because like the debate is how long is it going to take to go back to normal? Are we ever going to go back to normal? I mean, like as you were saying, Kate, things are you coming out of the whole lockdown thing, but it's certainly not returned to normal. I mean, is that the new normal?
And probably, yeah. And for the first time, Chinese people, like, as the whole nation, learned something called personal space now.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
It's great, you know.
Yeah.
I was wondering, yeah, have you? I mean, because I know that they closed all the schools and that. Are there talks about reopening schools at any point, at any time soon? Have they opened them yet?
The grades, what do you call it? The
Junior high.
junior highs are open already. They opened
Okay.
like last
Okay.
week. Yeah. And are opening like, I think it's like every 6 days, 7
Yeah,
days.
staggered for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Between each grade. And kindergarten is probably going to be open in May.
Yeah.
And universities are in May. Yeah. Like all the shops and the malls, restaurants are open. We open the bars and the like entertainment facilities for like 2 weeks, and then somehow they just close it again.
Sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But besides that, yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
suppose
that's
we've got
not comforting to hear.
No.
here we've got no alcohol sales allowed. So I imagine that yeah, and their reason was that when you drink, it encourages you to be social and to forget to practice social distancing. So I suppose that might be one of the reasons why they reclosed your bars.
Yeah. Probably.
Okay.
Not just
But-
Botanical Gardens.
And what?
Yeah, Botanical
Oh,
Gardens.
Botanical Gardens. Yeah, I went to Botanical Garden. It wasn't open yesterday. Very
Oh.
disappointed.
So that's still closed.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Apparently it's
Oh, hectic, man.
classified as a entertainment place.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, that makes sense, I guess. But that's kind of crappy.
But thinking about it, I mean, they kind of did the similar thing here because government pretty much shut down all of their stuff first. But one of the things to get shut down was all of the parks and our botanical gardens, which didn't really make sense at the time.
Yeah.
But how do you guys walk your dog?
Sorry,
How do you guys walk your dogs?
we
No, we're not allowed to.
yeah,
We chased them around the garden.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we can do.
Hey, that's
Exercise.
You can do gardening. You know, here in China we don't
Yeah.
have gardens. You know?
Yeah.
What is that?
At least.
Yeah.
All right.
Nah, I've done gardening, planted plants and
Yeah.
mowing lawns and stuff. Yeah. It's something.
I see that we're beginning to come to an end of the episode, but I just want to ask, what if you had anything to say, any advice to people who are still going through lockdown, the people here in South Africa going through lockdown, what would you say to them to just to help them get through the last little bit?
Just be positive. Be positive. Yeah. There's hope. Don't worry, it's not end of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
It
a
isn't the
really
end of the
good.
world.
Yeah, that's a
the
good.
truth.
That is good advice.
Yeah. And everything will be back to
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah,
To the new normal.
to the new normal.
we
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
like it.
I think Kate,
Right.
we're definitely going to have to tap back into you in about like 2 weeks time when we're getting to the end of lockdown and we are really losing our minds. And you can just tell us that again. It's like, don't worry, telling you from China, it's okay. You will get through.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even China get through this. You guys, pretty sure you can get through this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it, right?
We'll get through this. Awesome. Cool. So thanks so much, Kate. And thank you, South Africa, for tuning in again. And we will see you guys all tomorrow.
Yes.
So, good.
Thanks, Kate. All right.
Bye, everyone.
A turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
And you
and you and you.
duck and cover.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing.